Hello everybody, this is a new video and I like to show you in this video the unpacking of the Be Merry Be Bright collection, which is the Christmas collection from 2016. And as you can see here are the previews of this collection, and we have those purple, gold, a little bit of silver touches, pink I have added as well, and it's very elegant, I would say. And this is the preview of the collection. Here you get templates, storybook template pack, overlays, word arts, some amazing, really amazing mixed media papers, and of course a lot of nice artsy bits and pieces and the art baubles. Let's jump into the folders and see what you can get here. So these are the artsy bits and pieces, and when you have the downloads you will get two zip files, and they are split up, so you get an A and a B folder. And this is how they look like. So a lot of well, glitter a little bit. We have one of these frosted diamond ice crystals, and a little bit of a gold and white, a little bit of gesso, and then we have this really cool mask here. Also that one is pretty cool. And this is the folder A, and then we have the folder B, some doilies, a lot of snowflakes in different variations, and you get here some twigs with frosted ice on top of it, some baubles, yes, splits, splatters, some leaves with paint on top of it, and a tree. And this is the artsy bits and pieces pack. And let's jump into the art bubbles, and this is how they look like. I really love them. I think they are very creative, and you can use them how they are. You can add them maybe only on a white paper or on a solid paper and place a word art on top, and you have a wonderful Christmas card. Also, I have added those ABR files, so you have this as well as a black and white stamp if you like that. So you get here in this pack 9 different art baubles, and plus this ABR file for Photoshop and Photoshop Elements. Then we have the blenders. These are 12 by 12 overlays in black, so they are transparent, so you can place them on top of each other and clip papers on them, images, whatever you like. So they are very versatile to use. You can add them or use them in any other collection as well, because they are not really Christmas-like. They are vintage style, but not explicit for Christmas. Then we have the embroidery folder. So these are the embroideries, and they are so cute. Look at it. The stitching is so beautiful, and you get different shapes, and each shape in different colors. This one is one with an outline, and this one is in silver. This is more the lavender or purple. This is a little bit bluish, gold, and here we have a pink version. And so you can see here different shapes, hangers, baubles, This is so beautiful, and I've added here some like gems, some Swarovskis, and some snowflakes. A beautiful corner here that can also look very beautiful if you maybe use create a card for example. Also this outline here is very delicate and very fine, so gives this, if you use that, a pretty elegant touch on your page. And also pretty cute is this deer here with the glowing, glittering eyes. So you get here 49 different embroidery shapes, and then we jump into the magic lights. The magic lights here are, I used here some, not shapes, but some swirls here and forms. And also we have here a nice glitter overlay or magic light. And then we have some bouquets. We have here some flares. And altogether you get 21 different magic lights in this pack. Out of the box frames. 4 different PSD files for you. They are layered, and you can clip your images easily into the masks, and that goes so very easy. You add the your image into the clipping mask in the back and one in the front with the same size, same position, and then everything looks beautiful, just like this. So we have that one, and we copy it, place it on front, we clip it, and you're done. This is everything what you need to do with those out of the box frames. I leave it here. So you get those 4, and you can use them in Photoshop or Photoshop Element as well. Then we have some photo masks. Photo mask you can use for so many things. You can clip there your photo, of course. You can clip their papers. You can clip magic lights in combination with artsy bits and pieces. So there are really different ways to use them. It's not only that you can use your photo. Where is now the, over here? Let's use the same here. And this is how it can look like when you clip that. And also leave that here so we use that later with the paper. Now we have here the word arts. Of course, an ABR file with all the word arts, and you get 2 versions of those Dymo type word arts. They are they come in white and in black. And of course, the ABR files we have, this one is more transparent and the other is more dark, and you can recolor them. Yes, these are the word arts. This is how they look like, with a lot of swirls and curls, and we have here some of those cute angels, and they look really nice when you overlay them on one of your photos. This one is also pretty cool. It's how can I say, it's a 3D. I created it in a 3D program. So word arts for the Be Merry, Be Bright collection. Then we have some snow overlays. They are JPEG and what you can do with them. So let's try one. Open that one, and we open, let's try girl winter. If we have that one, there are already some snow. This one not. Okay. So we have here this girl. Ah, it clipped now. It was just confused. Okay. No, not clipping. Okay. So we have here now the overlay. It's placed on top of the image, and now you can use here lighten, for example. So this is without, and this is with it. You can use screen that goes brighter. Color dodge is too much. And let's try some overlay. Overlay works also pretty nice. Also, it intends a little bit the dark parts in this. Let's look for another one. I shouldn't use that with. Okay, this is the with overlay, and you can see here with a screen, so it brightens a lot now. And this is a little bit less, and this is with and without the snow. And maybe we try another one. Let's use that one. And it doesn't matter if you have your image a little bit bigger than the overlay, you can size them in any direction or in any, or much better, much bigger than your than the file it is itself. Oh gosh. So let's try here the overlay, and you can see we have now two overlays on top of each other. So this one, and then we have the second one, and so you get a little bit of a dimension, a little bit of a depth, because when you look, when snow comes down, you can see it that in front of you is the snowflakes are much bigger than the ones are far away, and this is what you can simulate here with those overlays. You can see you have here the ones in the more, they are more in the distance, and then the second one, they are more in front. And so you can play with them and create really different kind of yes, snows. Okay, so these are the snow overlays here, and they are pretty cool. And also I added here a brush with the overlay. So if you like to use it in Photoshop or Photoshop Elements as a brush, feel free to use them how they are. Of course, when you have a brush, and let's try that. Let's open this a new paper. We added here the brushes, and this is how it can look like if you use a brush. You can, whatever you like to do with it. This is black, and screen. It doesn't work that good because you don't have the white now, but you can clip anything if you like on it, or clip an image on top of it. But that's really only for the brushes now. This is what you can do. You can use it as a clipping mask, for example. Try a different one. Maybe that one. So also something, maybe you can use it or play with it however you want. Okay, so we are directly into the mixed media papers, and really, you need to see the texture of the papers. I can remember when I started this collection that the idea was to have papers like those old vintage Botticelli paintings. And Botticelli came just across my mind because my sister is just today in Florence in Italy, and is watching or saw the Venus, the birth of the Venus, this great painting by Botticelli. And I can remember when I was in 1997 in New York. I was at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and there was this painting, and I always was fascinated by those old painting because of the structure, the texture of those, and they were so magical when you look at them closely. The lights, how they played with the light, and however. So yes, these are the papers here for the Be Merry Be Bright collection. I love that one here. This is really those lightning. This is more with paint strokes. Here's a lot of texture. Also here you have a lot of lights, and this one is also pretty cool with the with this old flowers here. Also that one is blurred, and you can see a blurred Christmas tree. And also I have added as well some gesso styled paper here. Okay, back here to the into the folders. We have here the solid papers, and you get here different solid papers, 14 altogether, wood, watercolor, paint, some with texture, with cardboard, crumbled cardboard, everything you need, brighter ones, darker ones, brown ones. So really I try to fill here each color I have used in this collection to add here a paper you can perfectly use and create pages after pages with this collection for your Christmas albums. Okay. Läuft es jetzt weiter? Okay. Then we have the color styles here. They are free in the downloads, but also included in the if you buy the whole pack with the Painters Toolbox, the whole Painters Toolbox. So these are the color styles for this collection, and also a color swatch with the colors I have used in this collection. Next pack are the confettis, And the confettis work like scattered brushes, and you get a TPL file. And if you have a Photoshop CC, it will ask you if you want to load it as a tool or import it as brushes. This is up to you, how you like to work it. If you are used to tools, you can import it as a tool. If you want to use it as a brush, feel free and use it as a brush. It doesn't make any difference for you, so it's up to you. So we have here some diamond shape. Then we have some dots with a pattern. And then we have here some with stripes and hearts and another heart and another heart and some dots, dots, dots. You can paint with that as like something like that. Then we have some really glitters, and then we have some stars. For that you can use also here. And this is also with the stars, and another star one, and a triangle. So where are my styles? So this is the ABR file or the TPL file, and however, you can use both in Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, and you can load only the ABR file. It does the same as the TPL file. The TPL file was in older, when I created this collection, we had the opportunity in Photoshop to create ABR and TPL file. TPL file will, well, die, I would say, in a few years, I think, because it seems that Adobe isn't support that anymore, because all the tools what you or the settings what you can do in for a TPL file is meanwhile included in the ABR files. So that's why we have those two files here, and the newer version of my Photoshop, it will be, the less you will see TPL files in the future, but only the ABR file. Mixer brush. So this is pretty cool, but let me tell you, the mixer brush works only in Photoshop 6 and higher, Photoshop 6 and Photoshop CC. It doesn't work, not at all, in Photoshop Elements and older version of Photoshop than 5.5 and older. Mixer files, they are for painting. Let's open one. Load as, import as a brush. So we have that one. Okay, we have here a picture. And as you can see, when you paint over it, it starts to use the color in the background and creates like a painting. When you make it smaller, the brush, you can go into more details. If you hold the Option key, you get this, how is it called? I just don't know. You can see here the sign here from the brush. Fadenkreuz. It's in German. So you can load here the image itself, and you need to press this little button here on top over here, and then it loads the picture itself and it paints the picture on top. That's pretty weird and fun when you turn it off by clicking that little here. It uses the color, but this is only one. This is the cloudy one, and there are different ones. You can, I've added here, and what you should do is, this is what I need now to do to go back. Make a duplicate of your image. So when you destroy the one picture that you have saved, the other one, and as you can see, it paints here on the white. It takes really that color from everywhere around this brush. Makes a fine detail. You can add here, this is the red one, and then we have best for hairs. So let's zoom in, and this is what you can do. You need to overpaint now with well, I need to add here that that I use a Wacom board and not only a mouse. Let's try that with the mouse. And this is how it looks like. You don't get the curves that good with the mouse than with the Wacom board. Okay, so you can paint now here those colors, and the more you paint over, the more it will create out of your image a painting. It's really, this is not really, and this is not just for how can I say, to create a layout. This is really something if you like to paint. And make it smaller. And if you like to have more the color, always hold the option key and turn on this little icon, and then it takes the background color and you can paint over it and over. And the more you paint, this is now fast, really. It's so okay. Canvas. Okay, this always pick the color with holding the option key. Pick, and then you can use just the color what is on your photo and paint over it. And what you shouldn't forget, paintings are not created by one layer. Paintings start to get a painting when you paint layer over layer, color, shadowing, another layer, another color, and then a painting starts to grow, and it doesn't look flat. This is what I need to tell you, and this also needs time. So if you like to overpaint a picture with this pack here, take your time, really take your time, because everything else will disappoint you. And this is what I not want. I don't want that you are disappointed. I want that you have fun, and it can be really, really relaxing to overpaint such a image. So what we lose here now a little bit are the wrinkles of this arm here. But exactly this is what makes it later to a painting, that you lose a little bit of the details. And what you can do is later then to add some highlights. Always the nose here on top is always brighter than the sides. It's like the contouring, when you see some contouring videos on YouTube, maybe you saw some. This is what you can also do with the face. You need to contour, and this is what makes a face alive, when you have brighter and darker parts. And the more you paint over it, the more you realize that you start really to create a painting out of a photo. This is a blender. This is like when you have those sponges for your makeup, and this is what it does. It blends. We're gonna pick here another color, and then we add here some. And if you go into detail, you can see there is this canvas texture a little bit, and it blends here colors into each other. The red from doesn't matter, so we blend that in. This is beautiful. It really takes time, and with every time you use that again and again, you will get different results. And what you learn is that you take care of brighter parts and darker parts, and that you incorporate that in your blending. Mix a small, so this is a little bit smaller one, so we can add here. So this is want a dark color, and push that here along. So if you push that color, it's really like when you do that on your canvas, you push with your brush the darker color from one side to the other, and this is how it works. It really works. And so and don't forget that when you do something like that, really take your time, and really the first picture will maybe not work how you want. It's something you need to learn to use. You need to learn how the tools work, how each one of those brushes work. You can see here is a lot of more colors, and they blend, but they also give thicker strokes here. So this is what you can create here, more of a texture. It doesn't look much blended. So we use that one. So it's trying a lot how each of those brushes work for you. What do they and then we use here. I know now the child's eye is totally deaf, and we use here a dark spot. Is this? So this is a little bit of a glow. You can see it's also, so here we have some glow, and we have here. It doesn't matter if it now looks like a little bit too harsh, too much. You can later again start to use a blender. Yes, I'm doing here a lot of so this is, then we start here again with blending. This is only, no, this is not a blender, this is a mixer pastel glow. We need to go to the mixer, and if you take care when you see the little icons here on top, on the right corner on top here, this is a mixer blender, and this is a usual brush here. The mixer blender does have this little drop, and this is what makes the blending. Okay, so so we have here again always the option key. Put your thumb on your option key, and then you can always pick the color just underneath and make it smaller. So let's maybe 2. So that part is pretty too dark against that one, and it doesn't have an eyebrow anymore, this girl. So we work that out. And also here the nose. As you can see, I can't stop anymore. This is what really is the fun on those mixer brushes. What I think that you really can't stop with it. And yes, blend and paint, and that you get a little bit of a feeling how to paint, and with this how is it called, when you overlay, when you have something and you overpaint it. Well, you know what I mean. Oh, those angel hairs and this fur. So let's see what we have created, and I need to stop now because the video. So let's turn that off. This is the original picture, and this is what we have created now. So as far, there are much more brushes here, some black with it. You can add little details, and if you have some fine strokes in it, this is what, for example, makes a little bit artsy if you use that, and only create here some darker spots. So smudges, brushes. This is really a smudger. It really flattens your image, but it's like when you rub with a finger over 2 colors, and this is what this blender does. It really smudges the colors together. but you lose a lot of texture with it. But it really blends nicely. What do we have here? Another one with a little bit more edgy stroke here. Oh, machos. There was no. So it finds, it really blends now with and makes the skin much smoother than we had before. So this is up to you how you like to have your image, what you have overpainted. Do you like it much more blended like this, and you get this porcelain tint now, you can see, or this more paint effect with thick gesso paint, or impasto. And you will learn to use all those brushes. You need to think, especially when you use a face, how you do your makeup. And this is what you do here as well. You blend. You take care that you put the highlighters on the right place, like on the nose, or also what is so is this highlighting here on the cheeks. And let's blend that again nicely. So we have here this highlight also here, and so this is it. This is the girl before the picture, and this is what we have created here. I hope this helped you now in this video a lot. It took now a lot of time. Maybe you have skipped that part, but it was now the really an important part for the unpacking. And I go now back into the next folders. So these were the mixer brushes here, and please take care that it's only for PS Photoshop and not PSE. Not available, never. You also can ask me and write me a mail. It's not available. Mixer brushes don't work, never ever, in Photoshop Elements or in older versions of Photoshop. We have some pattern styles. No, we don't have. I split it up. So we have pattern A, and then we have a pattern B folder, and then we have some styles. Usually I don't have I don't have pattern. I tried it, but I think to work with pattern is something we don't need that much. You can use them with the pattern brush, and no, this is wrong. Mixer brush. Oh, here. Oh man. Pattern stamp. Okay. So we use that. I don't like this tool. And then you can load the pattern. It was once from one of my CT girls wanted to have and asked me if I can add a pattern. So you can paint with a pattern. For that you need to, as far I know, Photoshop Elements, it doesn't work. It works also here, as far I know, Photoshop 6 higher and Photoshop CC, of course. So you need to choose here the pattern stamp tool, and then this here on top on this menu bar shows up, and there is this little icon where you can pick an pattern. No, it doesn't work. So you can change here the blurriness. Yes. And then you can change here to lighten. So it lightens. And you can change to overlay. So it does now overlay and intensifies. We have this pattern. So you can paint with the pattern. It's included, but you also have the styles. And I think they are pretty much easier for you to use than those pattern styles. If you like to experiment, this is for you. So you can use that one. I'm gonna use here this overlay. No, this. Okay, new layer. And so I've used that, it doesn't matter. Okay, styles here. We have a gesso style. We have this really cool silver style. Some glitter styles. Also that one is pretty cool. And these are all the texture styles for this collection. Love Does Gold. And these are the styles. You can use, let me go back to the brushes here. Brush tool, and use here one of, not that one, maybe that one. So, and make it bigger. And this is what you also can do, blend here. And use those brushes. And this one on top. And what else can we use here? Mixer. So that one. Flowy. So this is how you can also use and combine. This is pretty cool. Look at it. It's like you paint gold and silver together. I like that. Okay, a lot of playing here in this video. So we had here this little Painters Toolbox now. Confettis. I have showed you them, but you also can now create with those confettis brushes. Let's go back to them. New layer. And use those styles. And they were really perfectly with those confetti styles. Like we have here those little stars. And then we have maybe the hearts. This one's use the gold or the purple here. So we have a little bit of a glitter here. So everything I create in a Painter's Toolbox, everything works with each other and you can combine everything with each other. Of course, you can add to your painting here as well some glittering, and of course we use here a little bit of a red, but also you can add here a white, so you have more this gesso or the stars, or we make here some stars in her hairs, or the glitter. So everything can get combined with each other. I'm talking so much in this video, and because it's so much to learn for you, and I don't want that you to buy a collection and don't know how to use all the tools. Okay, so we are done now with the Painters Toolbox. Let's jump into the storybook template. We go into that very fast. They are letter size. Very fast to use. Extensions, seamless textures. No, this is the wrong one. Where are Painters Be? Over here. Christmas. We use that one. Okay. And it placed here. No. Hello? No. And your page is done. You place one photo, you overwrite it. Maybe you want to change the color of the framing. You can use here the styles, and you are done. This is the title. This can go into your printer and it's done. Also here, second one. I will not show you now in each and every template here, but just to show you how easily and fast something can go with those storybook templates. It's late already, as you can see here in the watch. Where is my Painters Be? I don't find it. I know. So we use maybe that one. We download it. Okay. And we clip it here. And then we have a next one. Download. Okay, we place that here. What we can do here is we have here the watercolor and clip that. Then we have the next mask and we clip that. And then we have the next one, we duplicate and we duplicate. And no, it's the frame over here. And this is how fast you can do a page. Here's also some watercolors. Duplicate it here. And another watercolor part here. And also clip that in here. And this is how fast you can get a page done. A lot of white space is here in those storybook templates, and I would keep it because this is what it makes a little bit of artsy with the strokes and the watercolor and the clear framing and then the white. But you also can add here a background paper or image, however you like. So these are the storybook templates. This is what we just had. This is the next one. This, also that one, and the back. 12 pages, a little bit of a book you can create with those kind of storybooks in letter size. Monthly templates. We have always in 2016 this gallery, Pinterest maybe style layout. You can add for each day one image, combine them with, maybe if you don't have that many images to clip, you can use also papers styles when you open them, if it opens. You don't need to, no. Okay, we have here, you can add here a style, but we can also add here open as a clipping mask and make that smaller, or we leave it. And so you can add here in each and every shape here a photo, an artsy bit, one of those baubles, images, however you want. So you are free with everything, and it will cover your whole page. Best is if you have a lot of pictures, stay on the same vibe of color. Don't use too much colors. Maybe use the pictures in black and white and only add some papers in style, so you then stay on the same color range, and it will not look too wild and too colorful. This is a little tip from me. Okay, so we have here the monthly templates. This is the 12 by 12 one which we saw just, and then in this one you can write a little bit of journaling for each day if you like, so this is up to you. Week 49, this is also 12 by 12, actually totally ready to use. You only need to add your images and you're done. Do your journaling and you are done. Here you can add, of course, in this awesome watercolor color burn stuff here, your image. I'm gonna use here the same again, and the darker the picture is, we don't use color burn, color dodge, and it changes a lot. Week 49, we have week 50 here. This is how week 50 looks, and this is the second page. And then we have week 51, and this is also here the second page, and 52 week, and another page, and this is it. It turned out a long video. I explained a lot. Maybe you have skipped something. This can be, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope we're gonna see us in the next one. Have a happy time and enjoy this collection. Bye.